The lights inside the Ireland's Got Talent theatre glow softly as the audience settles into their seats. There is a gentle excitement in the air mixed with curiosity because every audition brings something new. The host walks to the center of the stage smiling warmly and welcomes everyone. He talks about how talent comes in all shapes and sizes and how sometimes the most unbelievable voices come from the most unexpected people. The camera slowly moves backstage where a tiny girl from Quezon City stands quietly holding a microphone with both hands. She is small, fragile and clearly nervous. Her dress is simple, slightly oversized and worn at the edges. Her shoes look old as if they have walked many long roads. Her hair is neatly tied by someone who cares deeply for her even with very little to give. She takes a deep breath as her name is called. The curtains open and she steps onto the stage slowly. Each step feels heavy even though she is so light. The bright lights make her blink. For a moment she looks out at the huge audience, her eyes wide with both fear and wonder. The crowd reacts with soft smiles and whispers. Some people lean forward trying to see her better. The judges look surprised immediately. One judge raises an eyebrow, another tilts their head, unable to believe someone so tiny is about to perform. The host kneels slightly to speak to her, gently asking her name and where she is from. Her voice is very soft as she answers Quezon City. She says she comes from a poor family and lives in a small home. Her words are shy but honest. The audience listens quietly. One judge smiles warmly trying to make her feel comfortable. Another judge already looks emotional, sensing a deeper story. The host asks her age. When she answers, there is an audible gasp from the audience. The judges exchange shocked looks, shaking their heads in disbelief. No one can understand how someone so young and so small has made it to this massive stage. The host asks why she loves singing. She looks down for a moment, then looks up again and says singing makes her forget hunger and sadness. The audience grows silent. One judge presses their lips together, clearly moved even before a single note is sung. The host thanks her and steps back. The music begins very softly. She grips the microphone tightly, closing her eyes for a second as if gathering courage. Then she sings. The first note fills the theater and everything changes. Her voice is strong, deep and powerful, far bigger than her tiny body. The audience gasps loudly. Some people cover their mouths in shock. The judges jolt in their seats. One judge immediately stands up, eyes wide. Another judge's hands fly to their face as tears appear instantly. The sound echoes across the room, rich and full, commanding attention from every corner. She continues singing with control and emotion far beyond her years. Her tiny frame trembles slightly but her voice never wavers. The contrast is unbelievable. The audience begins to cry openly. Some people stand without even realizing it. The judges shake their heads again and again, unable to believe what they are hearing. One judge whispers, "This is impossible." Another wipes tears continuously, unable to stop. As the song builds, her voice grows even stronger, pouring out pain, hope and dreams. She sings as if her whole life depends on this moment. Years of poverty, struggle and quiet resilience are carried in every word. The camera moves across the audience, showing faces filled with tears. The judges are no longer hiding their emotions. One judge places a hand on their chest, breathing deeply. Another leans forward, eyes shining with tears, unable to look away. The girl reaches a powerful note and holds it effortlessly. The entire room feels frozen in time. The sound is pure and haunting. When she finally releases the note, the audience lets out a collective breath. Many people are crying now, some are shaking their heads in disbelief. The judges remain standing, clapping softly even before the song ends because they cannot contain their emotions. She moves into the final part of the song, her voice softer now but just as powerful. The emotion in her face is raw. She opens her eyes, looking out at the crowd for the first time. Her eyes meet the judges and the audience and she smiles slightly, still singing. Her voice carries hope and innocence mixed together. The judges are fully overwhelmed. One judge is openly crying, another has tears streaming down their face without shame. As the last note fades, there is a brief moment of complete silence. The girl lowers the microphone and stands very still, breathing heavily. Her hands are shaking. She looks unsure, afraid of what comes next. Then suddenly the entire theater erupts. The audience jumps to their feet, screaming, clapping, cheering. People cry openly, hugging each other. The noise is thunderous and full of love. The girl looks around, shocked. Tears spill down her cheeks. She covers her mouth, unable to believe what is happening. The judges stand applauding with everything they have. One judge walks to the edge of the desk, wiping tears and trying to speak but struggling to find words. Another judge simply shakes their head, smiling through tears. When they finally speak, their voices tremble. They say they have never heard anything like this. They talk about how her voice does not match her size, how it touched their hearts deeply. They praise her bravery, her strength and her incredible talent. One judge asks her age again just to be sure. When she answers, the audience gasps once more. Tears fall even harder. The judges look at each other in disbelief. One says, "This changes everything." The girl tries to speak but breaks down crying. The host walks closer, kneeling beside her, gently placing a hand on her shoulder. The judges continue clapping. Some walk onto the stage unable to stay seated. They tell her she is extraordinary. They tell her she represents hope for every child who feels small and unseen. The audience continues cheering, chanting her name. The girl wipes her tears, trying to smile. Her entire body trembles with emotion. One judge suddenly turns toward the golden buzzer. Their hand shakes. The audience senses what is coming and the cheers grow louder. The girl looks confused, tears still falling. She does not understand what is about to happen. The judge takes a deep breath and slams the golden buzzer. Golden confetti explodes from above, raining down across the stage. The sound fills the theater like thunder. The audience screams louder than ever. The girl drops to her knees, crying uncontrollably, overwhelmed by joy and disbelief. The judges rush onto the stage, hugging her, holding her tightly, tears streaming down their faces. The host joins them, smiling proudly as golden confetti continues to fall. The girl tries to stand but her legs are weak. The judges help her up, surrounding her with love and encouragement. She thanks everyone through tears, saying she never imagined this moment. She speaks about Quezon City, about her family watching at home, about singing to escape hunger. The judges nod, wiping their eyes, telling her she deserves this moment. The applause refuses to stop. The audience remains standing for a long time, unwilling to let the moment end. Cameras capture faces filled with joy, shock and tears. This moment feels magical, unforgettable and pure. It is the kind of audition people will remember for years. As the lights slowly dim and the confetti settles, the girl is helped off the stage, still crying, still smiling. She clutches her microphone as if afraid to let go. The judges return to their seats, taking deep breaths, trying to process what they just witnessed. The audience slowly sits down, but the energy remains high. Clips of the performance spread across the world. Millions of people watch and rewatch. The video comment sections fill with disbelief, love and inspiration. People talk about the tiny girl from Quezon City with the massive voice who shocked an entire nation. Parents hug their children tighter. Dreamers feel hope again. Backstage, the girl is surrounded by support, overwhelmed but happy. Her life has changed in a single moment. Her voice carried her from poverty to possibility. Her audition becomes one of the most talked about moments on Ireland's Got Talent, proving that size does not define power and that sometimes the smallest voices can create the biggest miracles.